We're back. Hello out there, baseball fans. It has been what feels like ages. It is a cool, crisp mid-September night here at Ironman Field as we kick off the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League semifinals as the second place Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen take on the visiting Fredericton Royals in Game 1 of a best-of-7 series that will surely be a hotly contested battle. Taking the hill for your Ironman here in Game number 1, 2023 Import and New Brunswick Senior Baseball League top pitcher, Dylan Lester. We'll have plenty of time over the course of this game to talk about all of his accolades from the 2023 season. Let's take a look at the lineup he will face for the Fredericton Royals. Adam Esty, the shortstop, is leading off. Dan Bertrand, the second baseman, batting second. Corey Wood, the right fielder, batting third. Colby Lyle, his opposing starting pitcher, batting fourth. Jordan McDonald, the first baseman, is batting fifth. Nick Hoyt, the catcher, batting sixth. Thomas Hoyt, the center fielder, batting seventh. Jack Ryan, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Zach O'Hara, the third baseman, batting ninth. And again, on the hill for your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen, the big 2-6, Dylan Lester. Led the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League with a 1.55 ERA and 66 strikeouts. Across his 10 appearances, 54 and a third inning, was 6-1 with one save. And Adam Esty is going to step in here to lead it off. 336 in the regular season with 3 homers, 19 RBIs, and 19 steals. One of the keys to the series is going to be keeping him at bay, and that is just outside for ball one. Calling balls and strikes tonight, the veteran Miles Brito. Down the third baseline is Jason Dunnett. Down the first baseline, Brian Cummings. Here comes the 1-0, and that is in there for a strike. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. A good crowd here at Ironman tonight, despite the chilly weather. Thirsty for baseball fans. That is a grounder to second. Charlie Molson up with it, and that's going to be a 4-3 to start the ball game. As mission accomplished, Adam Esty is retired. The last time there was senior action here at Ironman, it was August 19th when the St. John Alpines were in town for a doubleheader. Almost a month to the day. The Ironmen kick off the 2023 playoff run here against the Royals. Stepping in now will be the second baseman, Dan Bertrand. And he fouls that one away for strike one. Bertrand in the regular season, 280 average with 3 homers and 17 RBIs. 26 for 93. Welcome to all you fans out there watching, Royals fans, Ironman fans, baseball fans in general. Here comes the 0-1. That is outside for a ball. And I can tell you the mood around the clubhouse here was all business as the boys in red ready to go here tonight. And that is foul tip into the glove, and that's going to be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We are keeping a close eye on the weather. That is popped up in the infield. It's going to be back of short. Logan Walsh with the call, and he makes the play, and that's going to be out number 2. So, again, we are monitoring a weather system in the area. There is a potential of rain in the 9:30 to 10:30 vicinity. But with Lester against Lyle here, knock on wood, I don't know if that time slot's going to be much of a problem. Corey Wood's going to step it in here with 2 out in the top of the first inning. Wood hit .361 in limited action, 13 for 36 in the regular season. Had 11 RBI as well. That is in there. Oh, no, that's just down for a ball. Again, thank you all for, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We greatly appreciate it. And that is foul down the first baseline. I am, of course, the voice of the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen, Chris Jardine, alongside the Elitecast media guys. We're glad to be back. We missed all of y'all, and we are excited to get the playoffs going here and hoping for a lengthy playoff run here. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So just like that, Lester's up 1-2, and he's got the good stuff cooking here early as he's 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 top of the first. He's got the sign. Here he comes. That is fouled back this way. Look out. As that one deflects all the way down to the first base side. The count's going to hold at 1 ball, 2 strikes. One of the keys for these teams in this series is going to be limiting free base runners. And that is just outside as he tries to get him to change up there. So a good waster there. And that'll keep the count 2-2. That is high, and that's going to run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So 3-2, 2 out here in the top of the first as Lester looks in at Corey Wood. Here it comes. And that is on the inside corner. Called strike 3. Wood goes down looking, and the Royals go in order here in the top of the first inning. A ground out, a pop out, and a strikeout. And just like that, we're going to the bottom of the first inning with no score here from a beautiful Ironman field. We'll be back with the bottom of the first inning. So we go to the bottom of the first inning here, and it's going to be Colby Lyle on the hill for the Royals, the 2023 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Most Valuable Player. We'll get into his line here in a moment. The lineup he's going to face tonight: Mike McKay, the center fielder, is leading off. Jeff Watkin, the catcher, is batting second. Dylan Lester, the pitcher, batting third. Nick Leggett, the first baseman, is batting fourth. Jay Cook, the left fielder, batting fifth. Tyler McKay, the third baseman, batting sixth. Logan Walsh, the shortstop, batting seventh. Charlie Molson, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Zach Goss, the right fielder, batting ninth. Lyle on the season was 7-1, 7 wins, pacing the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League with a 1.62 ERA. He made 9 appearances, 52 innings, allowed 44 hits, and had 50 strikeouts. And again, was your 2023 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League MVP. As we're going to get going, one of the keys here for the Royals, as we kind of mentioned this in the top of the first, but for the Royals especially, is going to be to limit free base runners. The Ironmen come in tonight with 114 walks and 45 hit by pitch in the regular season. Quick math, that is 159 free base runners. If Fredericton wants to have any chance at success in this series, they are going to have to drastically limit that number. For the Ironmen, one of the big keys is going to be, what do they get out of the 7, 8, 9? We know they have a very dangerous top 6, but a key for that Ironman is going to be, can they get some production from the bottom of the order? That could be the difference for them. So here we go. The bottom of the first. Mike McKay is going to step it in now. McKay, the all-star center fielder in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League this year, hit a cool 400 in the regular season, led the league with 22 steals. And that is in there for strike 1. And his 42 runs scored, a new Chatham Ironmen single-season record. Here comes the 0-1 from Lyle. And that is a swing and a miss at a curveball well outside. Strike 2. So again, neither of these teams have played since the first week of September when they played each other. And that is bounded foul down the first baseline. Both teams had one game left, it was the Ironmen's last game of the regular season. They traveled to Fredericton in a 10-0 Ironman victory, which clinched second place and home field here in the semifinal series. The other semifinal series between Charlottetown and Moncton starting up tonight as well. And we will try to get you some updates from that game as the evening goes on. That game is scheduled for an 8 p.m. start, so we're going to get a little bit of a head start here tonight. Here comes the 0-2 again, and that is fouled away. So, yeah, the schedule's identical for both series. Tentatively, we're going tomorrow night in Fredericton, although it is looking like rain, and then we'll see where we go from there. We are scheduled for our next home game, going to be Thursday night, but again, could be impacted by a rainout in Fredericton tomorrow night. We will see. And that is outside for a ball. Again, as if we haven't had enough rain this year, we are looking at some tomorrow night, and the weekend and next week not looking great either. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Mike McKay goes down swinging for out number 1. So that'll bring up the catcher, Jeff Watkin. 272 in the regular season. Tied a New Brunswick Senior Baseball League single season record with 31 walks, which will also tie the Ironman record held by Derek Wilson. Wilson did it twice. Watkin also led the Ironman with 4 homers, had 16 RBIs in the regular season as well. He's going to bat here with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning of a no-score game. And that is hit high and deep to left field. Back at the track, at the wall. She's out of here. Jeff Watkin with a solo home run here, and the Ironmen are on the board first. It's 1-0. As Watkin puts a charge into the first pitch he sees from Colby Lyle. And just like that, the Ironmen strike first. It's 1-0. And that brought the Ironman dugout and crowd to life. So now Dylan Lester is going to step in here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. And it's a 1-0 ball game just like that. Little pause there while we wait for the guys to stop the music. And we're back in here. And that is hit high and deep to right field, but that's going to stay in the park. And, a little bit of an adventure out there. But Wood able to make the play. I think that ball kind of sailed on him a little bit at the end. So that'll be out number 2 as Lester flies out to right. The Ironman swinging early here. So that'll bring up Nick Leggett. Leggett hit .409 in the regular season, had 30 RBIs, and in my opinion should have been the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League's all-star first baseman, which went to Josh Myers of the Islanders. Tied, that was 30 RBIs, tied him for the league lead with teammate Dylan Lester. He was 38 for 93 in the regular season, had 9 doubles in there as well. He bats here with 2 out in the bottom of the first. So that one's outside off the plate. And that evens the count at 1-1. So 1-0 Ironman here in the bottom of the first. And that's a change up in there for strike 2. So 1 balls and 2 strike now is the count to Leggett. And here comes the pitch from Lyle. And that is, comes back in and catches the inside corner. And Leggett goes down looking. But the Ironmen strike first here in the bottom of the first inning as Jeff Watkin hits a solo home run. So after a complete inning here at Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 1, the Fredericton Royals, no score. So we go to the top of the second inning here. Ironman with a quick 1-0 lead. Again, if you're late getting here, Jeff Watkin with a first pitch solo home run in the bottom of the first. Gave the Ironmen a 1-0 lead. So we go to the top of the second here. And it's going to be Colby Lyle leading it off. Again, Lyle, the 2023 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Most Valuable Player, led the Royals with a .426 batting average, 23 for 54. Had 18 RBIs as well, good enough for second on the team. I'm going to try to help out his own cause here to start at the top of the second. And that is popped out of play for strike one. Again, we thank you all for coming out here. Wherever you're watching from, we know we have people from all over North America tuning into the broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the stream. And that is a ripper into the right field, just past a diving Charlie Mawson. So the first hit and the first base runner of the ball game for the Royals, as Colby Lyle with a hard hit single to right field. So that'll bring up Jordan McDonald. And again, much like the Ironmen, it'll be critical for the Royals to get some production at the bottom of their order. Again, the Royals missing Craig Oliver from their playoff roster. So we're going to have some guys pick up the slack here. And that is outside for a ball. Bertrand moves from the infield into second base tonight, which gets Ryan into left field. So we'll see as Lester now falls behind McDonald here, 1-0. And that is in the dirt for ball two. McDonald in the regular season hit .340, was 17 for 50. All of his hits were singles, except for he did have one home run, 9 RBIs as well. So 2 balls, no strikes is the count here. Lester set, rocks, and fires, and that is fouled away. So 2 balls, 1 strike's the count here as we step back in. Lyle, the runner over at first, not much of a lead. That is popped up in the infield. That's going to be McKay, the third baseman, in foul territory, and he drops it. That'll be a foul ball. Again, the changing seasons here. It's only 7:49, and it's pretty much dark. The lights have been on here for about an hour. So McKay having a hard time getting himself parked under that one. So that's going to fall in foul territory, and it'll move the count to 2-2. So Lester's now reset here. And that is a bounder to Leggett's going to pick that up, flip to second for 1. They go back to first, no chance to get McDonald at first. So it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice. Lyle is erased at second, and McDonald will replace him as the runner at first. And there'll be 1 out here. So that'll bring Nick Hoyt to the plate now, the Royals catcher. Hoyt in the regular season hit .214. Had a couple doubles, home run, 11 RBIs. Bats here with 1 out and 1 on. And that is in there for a strike. So runner over at first here with 1 out in the top of the second inning. Ironman lead 1-0. Solo home run by Jeff Watkin in the bottom of the first. The Royals trying to get something going here in the second. Here comes the 0-1 now to Hoyt. And that is just inside for a ball. It has been too long, folks. So here comes the 1-1. And there's a big cut. Hoyt way late on that one, and it's now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here now with 1 out to the catcher, Hoyt. And that is a broken bat foul ball. And Hoyt will need himself a new piece of lumber here. As that one off the end of the bat. The ball goes down towards the tarp down the first baseline. And Hoyt's off to the dugout to get himself a new twig. So again, as the series is scheduled, tonight here, tomorrow in Fredericton, Thursday here, Friday in Fredericton, uh, Sunday here, Monday in Fredericton, and then Wednesday here. And again, those last 3 games are if necessary, but very, very strong possibility that tomorrow's game is going to be negatively impacted by weather, and then she's going to just be a wild free-for-all. Again, the other series between Charlottetown and Moncton, which kicks off tonight at 8 p.m., is on the exact same schedule. And that is way outside for a ball, so that'll even the count at 2-2. So, of course, keep it locked to the Ironman Facebook page and Twitter accounts. Facebook.com/Chatham Ironman, Twitter.com/Chatham Ironman, or X.com/Chatham Ironman now for all the up-to-date news on the team. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Leicester, and there's 2 out here now in the top of the second. And that'll bring Thomas Hoyt to the dish, the center fielder. Hoyt, 163 in the regular season, 14 for 85. Did have a homer, 8 RBIs. Got a little bit of an issue with the lights down low here, I guess. Oh, there's a vehicle, I guess, just on the other side. There's a vehicle just on the other side of the entryway here with its lights on, pointed right in the. So for those of you who are not familiar with Ironman Field, the entrance of the ball field is directly in a straight line behind home plate. And apparently somebody was parked just outside with their lights shining right in that entryway, causing a little bit of havoc for Leicester to be able to pick up the signs. So a little bit of a delay here to avoid that miscommunication. And we're back in here with Hoyt at the dish. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. So Thomas Hoyt now is up here. 2 out in the top of the second. The Royals have had a runner over at first base since the Colby Lyle single. He was erased on a fielder's choice, replaced by Jordan McDonald. And he stands there now still with 2 out. Leicester's got the sign here on 0-1. And that is fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2, and Leicester's 1 strike away from getting out of the second inning here. Getting the Ironmen back on the sticks. So 0-2 now. Here's the count. Yeah, Leicester's got the sign. He comes set. And there's just inside. Oh, he wanted that one, I think. Just off the inside corner, and runs the count now to 1-2. So Leicester's got a new sign here. And that is fouled and walking with the catch, and that's going to end the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. And just like that, the Royals are erased. So 1.5 in the books here from Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 1. The Fredericton Royals no score. We'd like to thank our broadcast partners, Elitecast Media. Experience the thrill of the action with Elitecast Media. They're your premier destination for grassroots motorsports and baseball broadcasting. From roaring engines to cracking bats, they've got it all. Bring your events to your fans and be part of the action. Don't miss a beat. Choose Elitecast Media for your budget-friendly events. We'd like to thank them for being our broadcast partner this season. So we go to the bottom of the second here. Ironman lead 1-0. It'll be Jake Cook leading it off here. Ironman left fielder. Cook in the regular season hit .293, couple homers, 20 RBIs. Was one of the hotter Ironman hitters the second half of the regular season. After he got off to a bit of a slow start in the month of June and early July. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike one from Colby Lyle. Both sides have a hit so far, a Colby Lyle single for the Royals and a Jeff Watkins solo home run for the Ironmen. And it's 1-0. And I can tell you, a hot scoop here, if you're listening in the crowd, I smell Pizza Delight pizza. So I'm going to guess the pizza is here because I can smell it right below me at the canteen. So 1-1's the count here. And that is hit hard in the left field line, but foul. As Cook tried to take that one the other way, and it's going to go just outside the line. So that'll move the count now to 1-2. It's going to be followed by Tyler McKay and Logan Walsh here in the second inning as the scheduled hitters. Here comes the 1-2. And that is down for a ball. Little change up there from Lyle. I think he had it. He thinks he had it. Sorry. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Again, the one thing we always caveat is very hard for us to judge up and down from where we sit. Inside, outside, sure, but. And that is high for a ball, and that's going to run a full 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the Ironman leadoff hitter here in the second inning. So Lyle's got the sign. Here comes the full count pitch. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3 at a pitch that I think was ball 4. So Cook goes down. That is the 3rd strikeout for Lyle. And that's how the Ironmen start at the bottom of the second. So that'll bring up the Ironman third baseman, Tyler McKay. Coming in here for the second inning. Coming off a good regular season as well. He had .291, homer, 15 RBIs. Was 25 for 86 in the regular season. That is a grounder to third. O'Hara up with it. Strong throw across the diamond. That's going to be a 5-3 putout. For out number 2. First 2 up, first 2 down here for Lyle in the second inning. So that's going to bring up Logan Walsh. And that's on the inside part of the plate for a strike. Logan Walsh, the junior affiliate, got into 16 games for the Ironmen in the regular season. 35 at-bats, was 12 for 35, which is good enough for a .343. And he takes that one for strike 2. And that is high and away. A little check down to first base there, but Walsh able to hold up. Didn't look particularly close, in my non-expert opinion. Here comes the 1-2 now. And Walsh is going to wait it out here and call times. So we're back in here now on a 1-2. And that is outside for a ball. So that runs it to 2-2 now. That is a curveball, and that's going to be down, and that'll run the count full. So after going down quickly 0-2 with back-to-back called strikes, Walsh has taken 3 straight and has moved it to a full count here. Lyle going to take a second and get some muckety-muck off of his shoes. I think that's the official term. So now we go 3-2, 2 out here, bottom of the second. And that's inside for ball 4, and the Ironmen will have a base runner. A great at-bat from Logan Walsh as he turns 0-2 into a walk. So that'll keep the inning alive here for second baseman Charlie Mawson. Charlie hit .218 in the regular season. Had 4 doubles and a triple, 9 RBIs as well. So he's going to bat here with 2 out in the bottom of the second, and Charlie Mawson at the dish. Lyle comes set now. And that is a base hit into center field. Walsh got a good jump, and he's going to make it to third easily. And the Ironmen will have runners at the corners now here with 2 out for Zach Goss. Mawson aggressively swinging at the first pitch and line that one into center field for a base hit. And again, Walsh running on the crack of the bat with 2 out. Able to make it into third without a throw. No problemo. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Zach Goss. Goss on the season, .348 in the regular season. Had 16 for 46, had a couple doubles and a home run. And has a chance to extend the Ironman lead here in the bottom of the second with 2 out. Long pause here from Lyle. He comes to the plate. That is up there, taken high for a ball. Hoyt unable to squeeze it, but it doesn't get very far away, just to the edge of the batter's circle. So it'll be 1-0. So runners at the corners, 2 out. Here comes the 1-0. Throw over to first. Mawson back with ease. Just making sure there's nothing going on over there. Mawson did have a grand total of 0 stolen bases in the regular season. So probably very low chance that he's going to be going over there. A quick pitch there from Lyle. One thing that Lyle does, probably one of the very few guys in the NBSBL who does that, he varies his delivery time. Even from the windup, you'll see sometimes he does a little longer step back, sometimes he'll quick pitch. Never mind the fact that he has dynamite elite stuff, but the varying of the delivery times, just keeping the hitters that much off guard. So 1-1's the count here to Goss. And a throw over there. Mawson has to dive back, but he's still back relatively easily. Lyle with a long look over to first again. Mawson not with a very big lead. And another throw over. I'm not sure what they think's going on over there, but Mawson does not have a very big lead. And with 2 out here, I can't see the Ironmen willing to run themselves out of an inning. So Lyle's going to come to the plate here, and there's a swing and a miss from Goss. At a curveball low and in. So that's going to run the count 1 ball, 2 strikes now. So 1-2's the count. Lyle's got the sign. Another long pause here. Here he comes, and that is outside for a ball, and that's going to run it to 2-2. I will say Mawson getting a very good secondary lead, but not showing any signs of trying to swipe a bag here. So 2-2 now is the count to Goss. And there is a nubber in front of the plate. And Lyle not able to make the play. He kind of nonchalantly came towards the baseball, and when he bent over, he came up empty-handed, and the run will score. So an unearned run here on E1, and the Ironmen lead 2-0. Again, just a little nubber up the first base side. Lyle came over, looked like a routine play, and he bent down, and the ball wasn't there. So the Ironmen take a Dickie-D freebie, and it's 2-0. And now, runners at first and second, and we're back to the top of the order here. So now the Ironmen have the possibility here to make that one hurt really bad. Mike McKay struck out swinging his first time. There's a big swing from McKay on a fastball up and in for strike one. So E1 is the call on the play. Allows the runner to score. Logan Walsh. That is a bouncer back up the middle and a defensive play by Lyle. So he's able to make that one. But the Ironmen tack one on as Logan Walsh has a great at-bat to work an 0-2 into a full count walk. He comes all the way around to score after a Charlie Mollison single and a Colby Lyle error. And after two, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. The Fredericton Royals, no score. We'd like to thank our season-long stream sponsor, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Come on down and meet the owners, Carol and Jamie McDonald, and try some of your pub favorites. I can tell you the famous crispy beer-battered haddock fish and chips, which is served with house-baked tartar sauce and a lemon wedge and a side of slaw, is absolutely delicious. Come on down and check them out. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the third here, and the Royals are going to make a change. Kind of surprising, but Jack Ryan not going to get a plate appearance here tonight, as Josh Dennis is going to pinch hit for him here to lead off the top of the third inning. And he takes the first pitch down for a ball. So Jack Ryan does not get himself a plate appearance in the game. Plays a couple innings of left field. And he's going to be pinch hit for by Josh Dennis. That is outside for ball two. Dennis in the regular season, 273, 4 RBIs, couple of doubles. So Derek Wilson playing chess early here. And that is high for ball three. So Lester now having a hard time finding the strike zone as the Ironmen have staked him to a 2-0 lead. So again, maybe Derek Wilson seeing how the first couple innings has gone, trying to change it up a little bit here. And that is a 4-pitch walk. So just like that, Dennis walks, and a little bat flip over to the side draws a few oohs and ahs from the crowd. So a leadoff walk for Dennis. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Zach O'Hara, the third baseman. O'Hara, an affiliated player. Hit 233 in the regular season, 9 RBIs. Had a couple doubles in there as well. And that's in there for strike one. O'Hara, no stranger to lay down a bunt here. Maybe try to get one down as you have Esty and Bertrand and Corey Wood. Again, we said earlier in the game, the Royals, it was going to be critical for them to get contributions from the bottom half of their order. And see if they can get something going here with with 8-9 here. The number 8 man pinch hitter Josh Dennis with a walk. O'Hara has pushed the count to 1-1 here. Lester has allowed a hit and has 3 strikeouts in the first couple innings. O'Hara squares around. That's going to be a bunt down the first base line. Lester up with it, and he's going to make the play to first. So that's going to be a sacrifice bunt. And O'Hara is retired 1-3 for the first out of the inning, and that moves the runner up to second base for the top of the order. So again, bottom of the order for the Royals. Some contributions. A walk, advancing a guy on the sac bunt. So now we got runner at second and 1 out here for Esty, who grounded out to second base his first time. Again, that is exactly what you need if you're the Fredericton Royals. Bottom of the order, which, when you look at it on paper, has struggled this season, but now has them in a scoring positional chance here as they turn the lineup back over. And that is a banner to second. Mollison up with it, and he makes the play. Esty is retired 4-3 for the second time in the ball game. And now, 2 out here. Runner moves up to third. And that's going to bring up Bertrand, who flew out to the shortstop his first time. Logan Walsh made the catch in short left field. So 2 out and a runner at third. Royals with their first runner in scoring position of the ball game, trying to make something happen with it here. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Bertrand takes that one. So Lester ahead here, 1 strike. And that is in the dirt. Watkin with the block. Evens the count at 1-1. Glad that a couple people in the chat on both Facebook and the YouTube appreciating the Dickie D reference from the bottom of the second inning. That's foul tip into the glove for strike 2. Maybe dating myself a little bit with a Dickie D reference, but sometimes when the mood strikes you in the middle of a broadcast, folks, you say whatever comes off the tongue. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Bertrand. And that is a fly ball to left field. Cook under it, and he drops it. Cook was parked underneath that one completely. And that's going to allow a run to score. So that will be an unearned run. That is the second dropped fly ball of the game. Tyler McKay dropped one in foul territory in the second that didn't come back to hurt them. And that one there, a massive error as it lets Fredericton put their first run of the game in, and it's now 2-1. And now Corey Wood is at the plate. And that is hit high and deep to center field. And that's why you don't make those kind of mistakes, folks, as the Royals now lead the game 3-2 as Corey Wood smashes one out of here to center field. So a 2-run home run for Corey Wood, and the Royals lead 3-2. That is 3 unearned runs. So now with 2 out, that'll bring up Colby Lyle. This inning far from over here, as now they have to reset. And that's in there for a strike. So again, a crucial error from Jake Cook has now allowed 3 runs to score in this inning. And that is outside for a ball. So 1-1 is the count here to Lyle. And that is inside for a ball, as Lyle has to dance out of the way. So 2-1 is the count here. And that's in there for strike 2. So that'll even the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2 now as Lester tries to battle out of this here. And that is fouled down the left field line. Out of play. And that is in the dirt. So that'll run the count full now here, 3-2. So a full count, 2 out here. So the Royals starter. As the Royals have gotten new life here in the 3rd inning. Yeah, Lester comes set, and here it comes. And that is liner to second, and Mawson makes the play. But what could have been a scoreless inning turns into 3 runs as Jay Cook drops a fly ball with 2 out to left field, which allows one to score, allows Corey Wood to come to the plate, and he promptly deposits one out into the center field area. So the Royals put up 3, and after 2.5 here at Ironman Field, it is the Fredericton Royals 3 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd now as the script has been flipped here. The Royals score 3 unearned runs in the top of the 3rd, and they lead this ball game 3-2. That's a lot of 3s. And the bottom of the 3rd will be the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Ironmen. Watkin, Lester, and Leggett. Watkin hit a first pitch home run his first time up here. So Watkin looking to get something started here. So here we go here, a small little delay as Lyle was trying to get get some permission there to have a little cleat cleaning tool out at the mound. A little sticky out there on the mound. It's a chilly night here. So now Watkin going to lead off the bottom of the 3rd here. And that is down for a ball. Watkin was locked in the second half of the season. Really started here in the weekend series against the Islanders when he hit a home run. Went to Nationals, hit a home run. He finished the season with 4. And that is outside for a ball, 2-0. Lyle not happy with either himself or the strike zone, or maybe a little of column A, a little of column B here to start the bottom of the 3rd. So 2-0 now. That is in the dirt, 3-0. A big crowd here at Ironman Field tonight for Game 1 of the Best-of-7 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Semi-Final. Again, the other series, which is underway over on the island tonight between the Islanders and the Fisher Cats. We'll try to get you an update here. That game just started at 8 p.m., so likely very early. And that is 3-0, is in there for a strike, 3-1. That is on the inside part of the plate for strike 2. So full count now. Lyle has worked himself back from 3-0 to 3-2, and here comes the full count pitch. And that is fouled back. Watkins stays alive. So here comes another 3-2 as Watkins steps back in here to lead off the bottom of the third inning. Lyle's got the one he wants. That is popped away again, so a nice at bat here. The Fisher Cats have taken an early 1-0 lead against Charlottetown as it's in the bottom of the first inning there. Looks like Charlottetown's threatening with one out and runners at first and second. Here it's the bottom of the third innings, 3-2 Royals. And that is hit high and deep to left field, but that one's going to be foul. As Watkins hits that one with some absolute bludgeoning authority. The ball is just jumping off of his bat right now. And if you're Colby Lyle, what do you do to try to get past him here? Won't be the last time I make the Colby Lyle Wood mistake this series. So I'm just going to put a blanket apology to all my Fredericton folks out there in advance. That'll just cover me for the whole series. So here comes another 3-2. And that is outside ball 4. And Lyle is not happy about that one. And he has some rather unchoice words for home plate umpire Miles Brito, but it is a 9-pitch walk. So Watkins over at first, and that'll bring up Lester. And Lyle is heated. So Lester now going to step in here. And that is in there for a strike. Snap throw down to first, but Watkins back easily. Lester flew out to just short of the warning track in right field his first time. So 0-1's the count here to Lester. Big hole on the right side here. We'll see if Lester tries to shoot one. Lyle's got the sign. He comes set. And over to first. And Watkins is back just in time. Lyle had Watkins leaning there. And a great throw over to first. And Watkins just back in time, according to first base umpire Brian Cummings. And that's a curveball down for a ball. That'll even the count at 1-1. A little bit of tension here as we start off the bottom of the third inning. A contentious 9-pitch walk to the leadoff hitter Watkins. Now Lester is up here. And there's another throw over to first. Watkins again seemed to be leaning in the other direction. So 1-1's the count here to Lester. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. After one complete on the island, it is Moncton 1, Charlottetown nothing. Here comes the 1-2, and that is fouled off at the plate. Lester does a good job there to stay alive. Again, a little bit of a later start over on the island. That series actually all 8 p.m. starts, so we will have a little half-hour pace there. Once this game is over, assuming they're still playing over there, I recommend you all head over to the the Charlottetown Islanders Facebook page where they are broadcasting the game tonight as well. And we thank you for being here. If you're watching on the Chatham Ironmen Facebook page or the YouTube page, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We appreciate it. 1-2's the count here to Lester, with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. And that is a liner and that is going to be back into first. So that is a line out to second. Bertrand tried to turn it, but Watkin able to get back in safely. So that'll be a line out to second for the first out of the inning here. So that'll bring up Leggett, who struck out looking his first time to end the top of the first inning. He will bat here with 1 out and 1 on in the bottom of the third. That is outside for a ball. So Leggett ahead in the count here, 1-0. So 1-0 is the count here to Leggett. There's a swing and a miss for a strike. There's a curveball in the dirt. Leggett waves at it. Bottom of the third inning here. It's 3-2 Royals. Ironmen have a runner on. Jeff Watkin, who worked himself a 9-pitch walk to lead off this inning. Lester lined out to second for the first out. Now Leggett in a 1-1 count here with 1 out. And a little flip over to first there. Watkin back. Lyle just keeping him honest over there. Watkin did have 4 steals in the regular season. So we'll see if he maybe tries to make something happen. Maybe a little hit and run here. Another throw over. Watkin again. It's a little bit of a pause. As Lyle backs up the B move immediately with the A move. And that is a grounder to short. 6, 4, 3, double play. So just like that, the Royals with the twin killing ends the inning, building off the momentum they got in the top of the third. So we've got 3 complete in the books here. It is the Fredericton Royals 3 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. So we go to the top of the fourth. It is Royals 3, Ironman 2. Going to be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, McDonald, Hoyt, and Hoyt for the Royals. As the Ironmen try to erase what happened an inning ago as a critical error led to 3 unearned runs. The only runs the Royals have scored in the ballgame. 3 runs on 2 hits. They have committed an error. The Ironmen have 2 runs on 2 hits and have committed an error as well. So here's Jordan McDonald. And that is a high fly ball to right field. That one in no man's land, and it's going to fall foul in between 3 players in foul territory. The first baseman Leggett, the second baseman Mawson, and the right fielder Goss all going out for that one, but it kind of fell in no man's land. Nobody had a really good chance or path to get to it. So it's a foul ball. It'll be strike 1 to McDonald. McDonald reached on a fielder's choice back in the second and was stranded at first base after back-to-back strikeouts from Lester. Here comes the 0-1. That is on the outside corner for strike 2. So 0-2 here. That is outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. And I bring this up just because, it's a possible 7-game series, and you need some things to talk about. It'll be interesting to see how Lester acclimates to the colder weather. I mean, it is 8:30 local time here. We're at about 17 degrees Celsius and getting colder. And that's a little nubber to first. Leg it up with it. Flip to Lester. So that's going to be a 3-1 put out for the first out of the inning. But it'll be interesting to see, Lester from Texas, pitched in Pittsburgh. Again, Pittsburgh, certainly not Atlantic Canada. So it'll be interesting to see as the series goes on here and September turns to October. Lester, one of the few players out there tonight not wearing sleeves. So we'll see how that affects his grip and stuff here as the game goes on. So 1 out here, and Hoyt's going to step in, and he takes a big swing there for strike 1. Again, could be nothing. But it's a long series, folks, and we need to try to talk about some things here. And that's in there for strike 2. And believe me, I made a big long list, so I came prepared. We'll quickly 0-2 here. And that is outside for a ball as Lester tries to get him to chase a slider. So here comes the 1-2. That is fouled back. Lester tries to throw one by him here. So 1-2 remains the count here. That is high and tight for a ball. Again, the forecast for Thursday night looking like it could be in the single digits in the evening. And I could tell you, it might be 17 here. It ain't no 17 in the press box up here with this little breeze coming in. I've got myself a hoodie on already. And that is ball 4 as Hoyt works himself a walk. And then just, not sure I understand the bat flipping on walks here from the Royals, but Hoyt with a weird-looking bat flip at home plate after he draws a walk. Dennis did the same thing an inning before, but hey, if it's working for you, it's working for you. So that's going to bring up Thomas Hoyt here, who struck out his first time. 1 out and 1 on here now in the top of the Royals' fourth. That is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Hoyt with a look back at home plate umpire Miles Brito. The Royals have taken issue with the strike zone a few times here as the game has gone on. Nick Hoyt did have 1 steal in the regular season, does have a medium lead over there at first. We'll see if maybe the Royals try to get something going here. Third base coach Kirk Cornell, see if he gets something going over there. And that is up and away for a ball, and evens the count at 1-1. So 1-1 here to Thomas Hoyt. Nick Hoyt's over at first. 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. The Royals looking for some insurance. That is on the outside part of the plate for strike two. And Hoyt just exasperated. He's not sure what to do with those fastballs on the outer part of the plate. So here comes the 1-2. There's a swing and a miss, strike three. As Hoyt goes down for the second time. Lester's fourth strikeout of the ball game. And that'll be 2 outs now for Josh Dennis. Josh Dennis pinch hit here in the third and worked himself a 4-pitch walk. Came around to score on the error by left fielder Jay Cook. First run of the game for the Royals, which was again promptly followed by a 2-run smash from Corey Wood. That is fouled straight back for strike one. So 2 out here in the top of the fourth. The runner at first is Nick Hoyt. Lester set. Little slide step there, and that's a looper into right. That's going to be a base hit. And Hoyt is going to stop at second. So that's going to be a base hit to right field. So Dennis now 1 for 1 with a walk, but on base both times. And now it's first and second with 2 out for the number 9 hitter O'Hara. So the Royals threatening here with a couple down in the fourth. Lester's set now. And that is fouled off at the plate for strike one. Take a look down to my scorebook here. O'Hara with a sac bunt his first time. Retired 1-3 when he advanced Dennis to second base. So 0 for 0 in the game. That is down for a ball. So a pivotal moment in the game here as Lester facing the number 9 hitter O'Hara. Here comes the 1-1. That is high and tight. Definitely do not want the Royals to be able to turn it back over here in the fourth. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike two. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Lester trying to win a battle. Get out of this inning and strand a couple of Royals on. He's got the one he wants. So here comes the 2-2 now with 2 out. That is a little too much extra on that one, way outside for a ball. So that's going to run it full now, and the runners are going to get a head start here. Biggest pitch of the ball game to this point. 3-2, 2 out here in the top of the fourth. Lester comes set, and that is a broken bat bleeder into center, but it's deep enough for Mike McKay to get there and make the play, so no damage. Couple on for the Royals, but they strand runners at first and second. Halfway home here at Ironman Field. It is the Fredericton Royals 3, the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Cook, McKay, and Walsh, the scheduled hitters. So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here. We have an update from Charlottetown after 2 complete innings. It is the Moncton Fisher Cats 1, Charlottetown Islanders no score as they head to the top of the third inning there. Moncton up 1-0. Here it's 3-2 Royals. The Royals scored 3 unearned runs in the third inning. The Ironmen scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Jeff Watkin with a big home run. Got the Ironmen started. The Ironmen scored a run on an error themselves with 2 out in the bottom of the second inning when Colby Lyle made an error on a nubber out in front of home plate. So we go to the third. It's going to be Jake Cook here. Cook struck out swinging his first time, trying to atone for the error that he made in the third inning, which allowed the Royals to put up 3 runs. Chance to redeem himself right here. And that is outside for a ball. This is where you got to have that goldfish memory as a ball player. Nothing you can do to change what happened an inning and a half ago. Got to worry about what you're doing at the plate right now. So he's heading the count here 1-0. That is in there. It's down for a ball, 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes here as Cook gets himself into a good hitter's count. Lyle comes set. And that is a hard hit ball, but fouled in the third baseline. It'll be Tyler McKay and Logan Walsh following up here. It was a Walsh walk. After going down 0-2, he worked a walk. Was able to score a run in the second, which at the time gave the Ironmen a 2-0 lead. Here comes the 2-1. There's a swing and a miss at Cook by Cook. Looked like a little cutter there from Lyle. Just on the inner half. That'll run it now to 2-2. And there's a foul ball at the plate. As again, Lyle went back to that little cut slider in on the hands of Cook. Trying to get the ball in on him. Able to get enough of that to foul it off at the plate. So 2-2 now is the count still. Leading off the bottom of the fourth. That is fouled away again. Beautiful night here at the ball field. A crisp September evening. Just happy to be back in the press box. Here comes another 2-2. That is a bouncer to second. Cook's got good wheels. This is going to be a tough play, and they are able to make it just in time. Cook motors out of that box, but Bertrand able to get to it and flip it over just in time to get him by half a step. And Cook is retired for out number 1. So that'll bring up Tyler McKay. Grounded out to third his first time. Bats here with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. That is a number to second. This is going to be a tough play as well, but McKay not as fast as Cook down the line, and Bertrand with another nice play as he charges that one and flips it over. So back-to-back ground outs to second. And there's 2 out here for Logan Walsh. Same situation he was in back in the second. Walked and scored a run his first time. He bats again here with 2 out. 2 out in the fourth. Here comes the pitch from Lyle. That is a curveball in there and just missed for a ball. And that is high and away for a ball, so now it's 2-0. So Walsh in the opposite situation what he's in the first time when he took 2 strikes looking to quickly go down 0-2. Now he's up here 2-0. seeing the ball well. That's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lyle quickly set again. And that is in there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Lyle trying to put up a 1-2-3 inning here. And that is a bounder to short. It's going to be Esty, and Esty's going to make the play. So 3 groundouts in the inning. Nothing hit particularly hard. Easy work out there for the Royals infield. It's 3 up, 3 down in the 4th, so 4 complete innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It is the Fredericton Royals 3, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. So we go to the top of the 5th inning here. The Royals hanging on to their 3-2 lead. We've got every bit of the battle that we expected here between Lester and Lyle. It'll be the top of the Royals order here. Esty, Bertrand, and Wood to lead off the inning. Esty's grounded out to second twice. He's 0 for 2. Nope. And that is outside for a ball to Esty. Everyone has a good chuckle at the mix-up and the announced hitter. And that is a base hit into right field. So Esty is on to start the inning here. And that means danger, danger on the base paths. As that's exactly what the doctor ordered. If you're the Royals looking for some insurance here, is to have your 19 stolen base man standing over at first base here with nobody on. So that'll bring up Bertrand. So Bertrand, last time up, reached on an error by the left fielder and scored a run on Corey Wood's 2-run home run. So he bats here with 1 on and nobody out in the top of the 5th. And Bertrand squares to bunt there. I can't imagine a scenario where Bertrand's going to lay one down here. I think that's just maybe trying to get the infield thinking about it and moving. Bertrand, a .280 hitter in the regular season. Oh, he does get one down. And they're going to go to first. So Bertrand does a job there. I have to admit that's a little surprisingly conservative. Again, the number 2 hitter up in the order, but the Royals decision makers obviously considering having that run in scoring position to be huge. But I think now all that does is probably make it so you're going to pitch around Corey Wood here. So a sack from Bertrand. He's retired 1-3. And they're going to put him on. Yeah, so all that sack bunt does. Is open up first base to walk Corey Wood. And set up the double play here with Colby Lyle. Lyle has lined out to second and has 1 for 2 with a single. So, again, we'll see which way the strategy works here. So, Bertrand with the sack bunt moves Esty up to second. The Ironmen elect to put Corey Wood on. And I can't say I blame them with first base open after the way he hit that ball here back in the third. So now the Ironmen looking for a ground ball here. That is down for a ball. So a little strategy cat and mouse here in the top of the fifth. 1-0 is the count to Lyle. With 1 out, 2 on. Big part of the ball game right here. Lester with a spin towards second just to see. Again, Esty with his 19 stolen bases. Good enough for second in the regular season behind Ironman's Mike McKay. And time's going to be called here. Watkins going to go out to have a chat with Lester to make sure they're on the same page with the signs. Again, can't afford a miscommunication here with runners at first and second. Again, if you're the Royals on the hunt for some insurance, and if you're the Ironman, you need this to stay a 3-2 ball game. Lyle has been locked in, retiring the last 5 in a row. And that is a slasher into left field. And Cook makes that play, makes a little bit of an adventure out of it as that was slashing away from him. But he makes the play. So that's out number 2. So a line out to left. So that'll bring up McDonald now. McDonald is 0 for 2 in the game, has reached on a fielder's choice, grounded out to first base his last time. So 2 on, 2 out here. And again, a key at bat here for both teams. And that is way outside for ball 1. It's the middle of the third inning over in Charlottetown. It is the Fisher Cats hanging on to a 1-0 lead after 2.5. And the score here is 3-2 in the top of the fifth. Esty gone, and he had a huge jump and no chance to throw him out at third. Esty had that stolen the minute he took off. So that'll be a stolen base for him, his first of the playoffs. And now we're going to have runners at the corners here now with 2 out. I believe the scoreboard says the count's 1-1, but I believe it's 2-0. And that is a swing and a miss. Yeah, I believe the count is 2-0. Or I believe the count is 2-1. It is 2-1. Gets confirmation from the home plate umpire, who's the only one whose count actually matters. That is fouled away at the plate. So Lester now looking to get out of this here and strand the runners at the corners. He's got the one he wants. Here he comes. That is fouled away again as McDonald stays alive. A little mad at himself there that he wasn't able to square that one up. So, again, a very key moment in the ballgame here. Runners at the corners with 2 out, 2 on, and 2 strikes. Lester's got the sign. He comes set. Long pause here, and that is high and away for a ball, and that's going to run the count to what I believe is now 2-2. It is. A little bit of confusion over the count here, it would seem. Glad I'm not the one to get paid to count that tonight. And that is outside for a ball. And a throw down to third. Esty able to get back in safely. That is a dangerous, dangerous play to risk throwing that one into left field. So a full count now with 2 outs. So that means Corey Wood's going to get a running start over at first. And he will, and that's outside for ball 4. So that's going to load it up now. So Wood will move up to second on the walk. So the bases are loaded now with 2 out. And we're going to get times called here as Terry Leggett is going to make his way out of the Ironman dugout for just a little breather and a pep talk here with 2 out and Nick Hoyt coming to the plate. Again, just maybe trying to settle down the situation here. Hoyt is 0 for 1 in the game. He walked his last time up, has also struck out. Again, key tense moments as a tenseful hush has fallen over what is a nice crowd here at Ironman Field. So let's reset the situation here. 2 out in the top of the 5th inning. The Royals have the bases loaded. Nick Hoyt is stepping in here, so a base hit away from it being a 5-2 ball game. And again, the way Colby Lyle has looked the last couple innings, that would be an unenviable position for the boys in red to be in. Lester's got the sign now as we're back in here. And that is high and tight for a ball. I think Hoyt is wondering how come I just didn't turn into that one and take it. Would have been an RBI. He seemed a little perturbed at himself. That's a slider in there for a strike. So that evens the count at 1-1. So 1-1 here now with 2 out. Again, the bases are loaded. You have the score 3-3. Should be 3-2. You fix that? That is a base hit into right field, and that's going to score 2, and the Royals take a 5-2 lead. And if you're the Royals, that's exactly what the doctor ordered, as Nick Hoyt with a 2-run single into right field, and it's 5-2. And this inning now far from over, as now it's runners at the corners with 2 out for Thomas Hoyt. Hoyt is over 2 with a couple of Ks. So 5-2 now is the score. That is in there for a strike. So 0-1 here to Hoyt. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So now if you're the Ironman, you got to get out of this right here. The Royals have had a good approach against Leicester. And that is popped up out of play. They've had a good approach against Leicester. Lots of balls in play. Only 4 strikeouts up until this point for Leicester through 4 2/3. 0-2 here to Hoyt. Has gone down on strikes twice. Leicester looking to make that a 3rd time. And that is called strike 3. And Hoyt is out of the ball game. And just like that, Thomas Hoyt has gotten himself ejected from the ball game as he strikes out looking and had something to say to home plate umpire Miles Brito. And for those of you out there who are familiar, that's not going to go over well. The Royals, though, do score two crucial insurance runs as Nick Hoyt with a 2-run single into right field. And after 4.5, it is the Fredericton Royals 5 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. So we go to the bottom of the fifth here with the Royals up 5-2. Defensive change for the Royals. Matt Munn is going to come out and play left field, replacing the ejected Thomas Hoyt. Dan Bertrand moves from left field to right field. Corey Wood is going to move from right field to center field. So Thomas Hoyt ejected after arguing balls and strikes at the end of that inning as he went down for the third time in the ball game. And now we're having some words between Nick Hoyt and the home plate umpire here, and we'll see, again, not in a situation where you can have something bad happen. Again, you gotta have that catcher home plate umpire rapport. Either way, 8-9-1 here for the Ironmen. It's going to be Charlie Maulson, Zach Goss, and then back to the top of the order. Maulson singled his first time up. So he's going to bat here. So again, the Ironmen in a hole here, down 5-2, but they've got 9 outs to work with. And the top of the order looming. McColby Lyle has looked locked in here the last couple innings. Has faced the minimum here through the third and fourth. Had a walk in the third, but able to get a double play to get out of it. 3 ground outs here in the fourth. And Maulson swinging immediately and fouls that one off for strike one. It's the middle of the fourth inning over in Charlottetown. The Fisher Cats hanging on to that 1-0 lead. And that is in the dirt, and that's going to pop up and knock Hoyt's mask off. So halfway home in Charlottetown, Fisher Cats up 1-0 there in a pitcher's duel. Over here, it's the Royals up 5-2. The Royals have 3 unearned runs in the ball game back in the third. Ironmen have an unearned run themselves. And Maulson lines out to second, and that's going to be a line out 4-3. So Maulson hits the ball hard, but nothing to show for it. And he's down. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth, and that'll bring up Zach Goss. Reached on an error his first time. And Goss just squares around to bunt to see if he can get the infield moving around. It's in the dirt for ball one. We hope you're all having a fantastic Monday wherever you're watching from. Again, the second game of this series is scheduled to be tomorrow night in Fredericton, but very highly likely to be impacted by inclement weather. A nice crowd here at Ironman Field tonight, taking in game one. Hoping their home team has a little bit of gas left in the tank here as Goss swings through that one to even the count at 1-1. Lyle setting rocks and fires. And Goss bunts through that one. And that moves the count to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. Mike McKay, the Ironman leadoff hitter, in the on-deck circle. That is fouled away to keep it 1-2. So 1-2 remains the count here. Lyle to the number 9 hitter, Goss. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Goss goes down swinging for out number 2. That is 4 strikeouts for Lyle in the game. So that's going to turn it over to the top of the Ironman order, and 0 for 2, Mike McKay struck out grounded out to the pitcher on a hard hit ball up through the box that Lyle made a nice play on last time. That is in the dirt for a ball. The Ironmen trying to get something going with 2 out here. All right, so after a little delay there, Lyle not a big fan of the baseball he had in his hand, so we're back in here 1-0. And McKay trying to bunt. And again, he bunts through that one. Evens the count at 1-1. That is a bounder back through the box. Lyle not going to get it. The third baseman's not going to get it. And he's called safe at first. Wow, that was a bang play at first. Again, out of the reach of Lyle, out of the reach of the third baseman, McDonald. And Esty did the best he could, but that's an infield single. Very close play. So that's going to bring up Watkin. Watkin 1 for 1 in the game, has a home run, and last time up had a 9-pitch walk. Umpires are Miles Burrito, Jason Dunnett, Brian Cummings. Local crew here tonight for game 1. So Watkin bats here with 1 on and 2 out. And that is hard hit to short. Takes a high hop on Esty, but that's going to run the Ironman out of the inning, and they get nothing. A 2-out infield single turns into a fielder's choice on a hard hit ball by Watkin. 5 complete innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It is the Fredericton Royals 5, and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. I'd like to thank our season-long stream sponsor, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Go on down and meet the owners, Carol and Jamie McDonald. Try some pub favorites. I cannot recommend the famous crispy beer batter haddock fish and chips enough. Served with the signature house-made tartar sauce and lemon wedge and a little slaw on the side. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the 6th. Royals with a 5-2 lead. Update from Prince Edward Island. Fisher Cats up 1-0 over there after 4 complete innings as they head to the top of the 5th. 5-2 Royals here. It's going to be 8-9-1 here for the Royals against Leicester. Dennis O'Hara, and then back to the top of the order as the Royals try to extend their lead here as we get into the later stages of this one. And that is a hard hit ball into right field, and that is going to be short hop the wall. They're going to get this one in quickly, but Dennis is going to leg it into a double. So a first pitch double. Dennis having himself a ball game as he's 2 for 2 now with a walk mixed in. Again, some strategy there from the Royals not to have him in the starting lineup and to have Ryan be a defensive player the first couple innings. Dennis, who pinch hit, took a 4-pitch walk, singled in the 4th, now is doubled in the 6th. So the Royals immediately have a runner at second with nobody out here, and O'Hara, who already has a sacrifice bunt, probably going to be asked to do the same. And he pulls that one back and is down for a ball. O'Hara's 0 for 1 in the game. Again, flew out to center field as last time, and again had a sac bunt after a Dennis walk back into the 3rd. Going to be asked to do a job here and set the table for the top of the order. And that is down for ball 2. Two and 0 here to O'Hara. And he's swinging away there, 2-0. Fouls that one back, so that's going to be 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike here. And he bunts, and that one is fouled off at the plate. So that's going to run it to 2-2. My sources tell me we're on the verge of getting some showers here at the field. We will see if that does materialize, but my local sources informing me that it is raining in other parts of the city. So it's 2-2 here to O'Hara. We'll see if he's still laying one down here with 2 strikes. And right on cue. So it's 3-2 now. Full count. Got to have this guy if you're Leicester. And that is ball 4. So he walks the number 9 hitter. So just like that, the Royals have the first 2 men of the inning on after a double and a walk. All of a sudden, I can't find my pencil. It's a separate problem altogether. I've located it. Thank you. So back to the top of the order here for Adam Esty, who is 1 for 3 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. See what he's doing here with 2 on and nobody out. He's bunting and nobody home. And that's going to be an infield single. As some confusion there over the defensive coverage. Tyler McKay, probably not the guy you want fielding that ball, but a great bunt by Esty. I think it was going to be a tough play either way. So an infield single for Esty. And just like that, it's bases loaded, nobody out here, and the Ironmen are going to be forced to bring the infield in to face Bertrand. So Bertrand and Wood here. Bertrand in the game is 0 for 2, has a sac bunt, reached on an error, and flew out to short. And that is in there for strike 1. So all kinds of danger here. Got to go one at a time. And that is just outside for a ball. Nice change piece there. So 1-1's the count here to Bertrand. And that is into right field. And that's going to be a base hit. And that's going to be an RBI single. Drives in a run, and it's 6-2. So an RBI single. And now you got nowhere to put Corey Wood this time. He's going to bat here with the bases loaded. And nobody out. And if you're the Ironman, you maybe got to think about getting somebody up and try to change the narrative here. The Royals have had a good approach at the plate most of the game. Ironmen keep the infield in here with nobody out. And that is high and away for a ball. Wood in the game is 1 for 2 as a 2-run home run, an intentional walk, couple runs scored, and is also struck out looking. Time is called here. 1-0 is the count. There's a big cut from Corey Wood there at a fastball. Swings right through it. Evens the count at 1-1. Lester comes set. That is inside for a ball. Two balls, one strike here to Wood. That is fouled away. So that evens the count at 2-2. So 2-2 is the count here. So 2-2 here. Nobody out. Top of the 6th. The Royals have already pushed one in. Bases loaded here still. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That one is huge. As Wood goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. So now that'll set up a double play anywhere to get out of it. We'll see what the Ironmen do with the infield here. And they're going to stay in here as they get confirmation from the dugout that Ironman coaching staff would like to keep the infield in here. So one out now. Here's Lyle. That one's in there for strike 1. Lyle's 1 for 3 in the game. That is slashed, fouled in the line. It's quickly 0-2. So 0-2 quickly here from Lester to Colby Lyle. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts from Lester. A couple of very key ones here. His 6th and 7th of the game. And that's going to bring up Jordan McDonald now. The Ironman can back off here with 2 out. McDonald's over 2 with a walk. Has reached on a fielder's choice, grounded out to the first baseman. And that is on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Ironman would do quite well to get out of this. Bases loaded, nobody out with only 1 run across. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So McDonald quickly down 0-2 here as Lester tries to leave the bases loaded. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Lester does battle back, and he strikes out 3 consecutive hitters. But again, the Royals do some damage as they put 1 across. on a Bertrand RBI single. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is the Fredericton Royals 6 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. Like to thank our broadcast partner, Elitecast Media, your premier destination for grassroots motorsport and baseball broadcasting. From roaring engines to cracking bats, they've got it all. Bring your events to your fans and be part of the action. Don't miss a beat. Choose Elitecast Media for your budget-friendly events. It's been a pleasure to work with them all summer here on the Ironman broadcast. I'd like to give them a big thanks for bringing you the sights and sounds of Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here. It's going to be the 3-4-5 part of the order for the Ironmen. Lester, Leggett, and Cook trying to get something going as the Ironmen are down 6-2. Here comes the first pitch. And that's a curveball in there for a strike. That is foul down the first baseline. So 0-2 is the count here, and that is a banner to third. O'Hara's going to have to play that on the not O'Hara, and that's that's going to be out of play. Sorry, that's McDonald who has moved over to third there, and that's going to be. We'll see what they score that. I think that might be a hit and an error. Either way, Lester's going to be at second base here with nobody out. Yeah. Folks, if you're experiencing issues with the live feed, we recommend you refresh your browser. So Leggett's going to step in here with nobody out. Lester at second base. So the Ironmen try to get something going here. And that is a curveball in there for a strike on the inside part of the plate. So Leggett in the hole here, 0-1. There's a big swing and a miss. Had a pitch well off the plate outside. So he's quickly down 0-2. So 0-2 is the count here. Leggett and then Cook do up next. And that's in there for strike three. A quick pitch from Lyle. And that's going to be out number one. 5th strikeout of the game for Lyle. And that's going to bring Cook to the plate here with 1 out now. Cook's over 2, struck out and a ground out. 1 out. Lester still the runner at second. That is fouled off at the plate. And we're going to get a little visit to the pitcher's mound here. So 0-1 here to Cook after the little foul ball at home plate and a little visit to the mound. And that is high for a ball. So Lyle into his 6th inning of work here has been allowed a couple of runs on 4 hits. His team has committed 1 error behind him, which has led to an unearned run. That is a grounder back up the middle. That's going to be a tough play, but he's going to make it. Nice play out there. O'Hara, who moved to second base here, and that's going to be another bang-bang ground out. And the second out of the inning as Lester moves to third. The only real damage against Lyle was a solo home run from Jeff Watkin in the bottom of the 1st inning. The other run, unearned run in the 2nd. Lyle has limited the damage completely ever since. 2 out here, the bottom of the 6th now, runner at third. And that is high for a ball. That's in there for a strike, evens the count 1-1. So 1-1 here, 2 out. And a big swing from McKay there, runs it to 1-2. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Ironman once again, no damage. Lester gets on to start the inning. He gets all the way to third, but a strikeout, a grounded, and a strikeout. And we go to the 7th inning. It is the Fredericton Royals 6 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2 here in Game 1 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League semifinals. Over in Prince Edward Island, we go to the 6th inning in Prince Edward Island, and it is the Fisher Cats hanging on to a 1-0 lead. The Islanders threatened with a couple on the bottom of the 5th, unable to score. So it is still 1-0 Moncton after 5. So and again, we go here, and that's going to bring an end to Dylan Lester's ball game, as Jeff Watkin is going to come in here for the final inning of this one. Watkin made 10 appearances in the regular season through 34 innings, 5.76 ERA. He's going to be asked to get 3 outs here. So we're going to have some changes. Dylan Lester will stay in the game. We'll move to short. Logan Walsh moves from short to third. Tyler McKay moves from third to behind the plate. And Watkin goes from behind the plate to the pitcher's mound. So a little left side of the infield do-si-do. And we will see what happens here in the 7th as the Royals hanging on to a 6-2 lead. They will have Hoyt, and Dennis coming to the plate here in the top of the 7th inning. The Ironmen looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th have the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Walsh, Malson, and Goss. We'll see if we see any bats off the bench. Again, both of these teams being bolstered by their 4 allowable junior affiliates. Now that the junior season is over, we did want to take a second before we get going here in the 7th to talk about some of the great seasons for Miramichi baseball teams. Big shout out to the O'Donoghue's Junior Ironmen, who hard-fought loss in the provincial final series of the Junior League. Also, big shout out to our Chatham Head Tigers, who brought home a silver medal in the intermediate provincials after defeating the Miramichi Cardinals in the Miramichi Valley Baseball League finals, and also a couple of Miramichi Twins teams, the 13 AAA and the 15 AA, bringing home provincial titles as well. And now the Ironmen get to start their run, and they're behind the 8 ball here in this one. And that's a ball 1 from Watkin to Nick Hoyt. Ironmen with some work to do here as they start the 7th down 6-2. That is in there for strike 1. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. So that's going to close the book on, and that is a ball. It's going to close the book on Lester. He goes 6, gives up 6 runs, only 3 of them earned, 9 hits. Again, they committed an error behind him. He also had 8 strikeouts. The 2-1 here from Watkin. That is fouled back to even the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. And there's a called strike 3. Watkin floats a little curveball in there. And Hoyt goes down. Start the inning. That is 4 straight Royals that have been retired via the strikeout. So that's going to bring Matt Munn up for the first time in the ball game. He replaced Thomas Hoyt after he was ejected for arguing balls and strikes after his 3rd strikeout of the game. Here comes the 0-1, and that is just outside for a ball to Munn. Munn in the regular season for the Royals is a 179 hitter, 10 for 36. Did have 6 RBIs on the season, couple extra base hits. And that is fouled back. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the count. That is in the dirt. Two twos the count here now to Munn. Watkin comes set. And that is a hard hit ball to third, and Walsh makes the play. So Walsh makes a nice little lunging play on the liner there. So Munn is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring up Josh Dennis, who has had a heck of a game at the plate so far. 2 for 2 with a double and a single, 2 runs scored and a walk as well. Dennis, who entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 3rd inning, has put in some work in his 3 trips to the plate. That is outside for a ball. That is in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. That is down for a ball, so that's going to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 from Watkin. That is inside for a ball, and it's going to be 3-1. And that is a hard hit ball by Dennis. High and deep to right, at the track, at the wall. It's out of here. Josh Dennis having himself a ball game. A home run, his third hit of the game, and just like that, it's 7-2. Josh Dennis not in the starting lineup. Whether that was strategy or not, but 3 for 3 with a walk, and that home run makes it 7-2. That's going to bring O'Hara to the plate now, the number 9 hitter. Walked his last time. Also has a sack in there. Is officially 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. And that is high and tight for a ball. That would have taken out the soundboard. We would have been fine. Thankfully, the backstop saving our lives here. Josh entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 3rd inning and has since walked, singled, doubled, and hit a home run. Scored 3 runs. That's in the dirt. So that's going to run it to full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Grounded on the third baseline. That is a fair ball and no play over at first. So that's going to be a infield single for O'Hara. And I'll tell you, for all the life that this crowd had earlier in the game, it is completely lifeless at the moment, as this game has gotten away from the Ironmen a little bit. So now this inning will continue now with 2 out. And the runner's going. That was strike 1 at the plate. Not sure I understand the purpose of stealing a bag there, up 5 with 2 out in the 7th. But so runner at second now. That is slashed away. I have a little time called here as get some more baseballs brought out. So 1-1 is the count here as it's back to the top of the order for Adam Esty. Esty's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Couple singles in his last 2 trips. Mixed a stolen base in there as well. The Fisher Cats have tacked on an extra run over on the island, so they go to the bottom of the 6th there. The Fisher Cats up 2-0. That's a curveball in there for a strike. And we're having some confusion over the count here. And I think they figured it out. I was going to say that I'm pretty sure the scoreboard had the wrong count, because the first pitch where O'Hara stole second was a strike. Anyway, the Royals tack one on, so we go to the bottom of the 7th. Last kick of the can for the Ironmen, and they trail 7-2. And the bottom of the order coming up. So one last shot here with 3 outs for the Big Red Machine. And we'll be back in just a moment. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here. It's going to be Logan Walsh to lead it off for the Ironmen as they try to keep it alive here. Lyle has been as advertised. There is a reason he is the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League most valuable player. He has spun 6 great innings of ball here, has allowed 2 runs. Only one of them has been earned. 4 hits. There's been an error committed behind him. And he has what I believe, based on my count, is 6 strikeouts. Possibly only 5. I can only find 5, but either way, it's been a great game for Lyle. Not a lot of hard contact off of him. And there's really only been 2 hard hit balls, and they've both been by Jeff Watkin. One was over the fence, and one was a line out to short. So Walsh down 0-1 here after taking the first pitch for a strike on the outside part of the plate. That's fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2. Again, Malson and Goss, the expected second and third hitters here. Malson is in the on-deck circle, and I do see Goss in the nearby area, so Ironman going to keep the lineup as is here. That is way outside, as Lyle tried to get him to chase on a slider. He's not having it. Here comes the 1-2, and that is outside for a ball. So that's going to run it to 2-2. Again, game 2 is scheduled for tomorrow night, but the weather not looking hot. And that is a base hit into left field. So Logan Walsh with a base hit. So the Ironmen have a bit of life here in the bottom of the 7th. So that'll bring up Charlie Malson. Malson 1 for 2 in the game with a single, lined out to second his last time. So again, keep it locked on the Ironman and Royals social media pages for information on tomorrow night's ball game, which again is likely to be rained out. And we will have an adjusted schedule. Tentatively, we will be live again Thursday night for game 3 here at Ironman Field. Again, we'll see what the weather does to that. Malson took the first pitch for a strike, takes that one down for a ball. So 1-1 is the count here. Again, nobody out. Logan Walsh over at first after a single. That is high and away for a ball. Again, Lyle with some room to work with here. The Ironman top of the order is looming. And that is down for a ball. So that'll run at 3-1 now. We've had some dramatic moments here at Ironman Field this season, but the Ironman would need a lot of things to go right in this one. And that is a fly ball into medium right field. And that's going to be caught out there. A routine fly ball to right for out number 1. And that'll bring up Zach Goss. Again, we have been no stranger to having to adjust the schedule as the summer has been plagued by rain, 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 and more rain. So no illusions of grandeur that we were going to get through a playoff series without it being impacted by rain either. Goss with a big wave at that one for strike one. Goss over 2, reached on an air and struck out his last time. That's here with 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the 7th. And that is down for a ball. And that is hit high and deep to left, but foul. As the rain is starting to fall here at Ironman Field. We did say earlier, if you remember, I was on the record saying that there was rain expected in the 9:30 to 10 p.m. window, and here at 9:50, it has turned into a more than a light sprinkle, let's say. Here comes the 1-2 now to Goss. And that is high for a ball. So 2-2 now is the count. Again, Mike McKay on the top of the Ironman order. On deck here with 1 out and 1 on. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Goss goes down. Number 7 for Lyle. And that's going to bring the Ironmen down to their last out here. So here's McKay. McKay 1 for 3 in the game, has a single, strikeout and a ground out on his profile as well. Logan Walsh remains the runner at first after a leadoff single here in the 7th. And that is a curveball in there for a strike. And that is a high fly ball into medium left field. And the center fielder, Corey Wood, calls for it. And that's going to be the ball game as the Royals draw first blood here in this best-of-7 series. What a performance from 2023 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League MVP Colby Lyle as he spins a complete game. 5-hitter, allows a couple of runs, only one of them earned. And again, the Royals go on the road to unfriendly confines and they win the first game. Again, game 2 tentatively scheduled for tomorrow night at Royals Field, likely to be rained out. Keep an eye on the Ironman and Royals socials for more information about that one. We want to thank you all for watching tonight's game, whether you're watching on the Ironman Facebook page or the Ironman YouTube page. Thank you so much for coming out. We greatly appreciate you. Also want to thank the Elitecast media guys for bringing you the sights and sounds of tonight's ball game. And as always, we want to thank O'Donoghue's Irish Pub for being our season-long sponsor. Make sure you go down and check them out. Have the fish and chips. Tell them the voice of the Ironman sent you. The final score here from Ironman Field is the Fredericton Royals 7 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. And the Royals take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 series. Have a good night, folks.